Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about my struggles with my hearing aid and what it is I had to do to actually get the hearing aid and the sound that I wanted. If I keep looking down here, it's because I'm trying to see if the camera's in focus because this is a new camera and I really don't know how to work it. I think it's autofocus, so I'm constantly looking up and down to see if it's still in focus. Um, so I was born hard of hearing, and so I never really see myself as different. I grew up in the hearing world, meaning I didn't really go to deaf clubs, and I didn't really go to when I went to high school. I didn't actually go to an all deaf school or anything. I just went into the hearing world, as I call it. Um, so I grew up just believing that I am completely normal. That yes, okay, there's a slight disadvantage. I can't hear better than other people, but it didn't make me any different. Um, so I grew up with analog hearing aids. Now, analog hearing aids and digital hearing aids are two different things. Analog hearing aids don't exist anymore. An analog hearing aid creates a sound by amplifying everything. Um, it the only way I can describe it, it doesn't mute out sounds, it doesn't pick what sounds it wants to hear, it just amplifies everything around you. So basically, with an analog hearing aid, you put it on, you can hear the wind outside, you can hear a dog snoring in the background, you hear every noise. Um, so I grew up with that sound and I loved that sound. I never had any problems with it. And so the NHS decided it would be a great idea to upgrade and get rid of analog altogether and go to digital. Now, I cringe when I think about digital hearing aids because when they first came out, they stated in an advertisement that you can hear a bird tweeting in the background of your favorite TV show. And I remember even thinking then, before I'd even tried on the hearing aids, why the fuck would you want to hear a bird tweeting in the background and not hear the drama that's on the TV between two people or whatever the TV show is where a bird in the background? Why would you want to hear that? So I was already skeptical about the whole thing, and I went and got my hearing aid fitted, and I just remember just this pit of despair in my stomach. I hated the sound. It sounded really muted, like there was no sound, there was no crisp clearness. It was just muted, like you were underwater. And I explained that to them. I was still holding on to my analog hearing aids at this point, and I remember the girl saying, "No, you have to hand those back." And I was like, you're not taking them. Yes, okay, it says in the NHS that this is your property, blah blah blah. But you're not having the hearing aids, so I wouldn't give her them. I couldn't give up my analog hearing aids at that point. Because my brother had been fitted, I think, a week before me, and he got his taken off him. So I held on to my hearing aids and explained to the girl, this is terrible. Now, this went on for 8 years. 8 years of telling healthcare professionals, audiologists, everybody I could talk to, that these hearing aids were terrible. I couldn't hear out of them. They tried fixing the sound by turning them up, didn't work because really you were just turning up muted sounds. Um, it was just awful. And I remember they came again with this advertisement, and it said that these new hearing aids, they actually, it is so stupid, but they say that it amplifies your favorite sounds and it mutes the sounds that you find irritating. And I was like, how in the hell can hearing aid do that? Yet when you're talking to Siri, she doesn't really fully understand what you're saying, but your hearing aid can tell you what your favorite sound is and amplify it. It doesn't make any sense. Technology is not that advanced. No. So I tried those hearing aids when they came out and it was the same muted sound. And so I think it would have been around year 7. I decided to sit at a computer and write a big long complaint and just tell them word for word from when I got the hearing aid to all the freaking appointments I went to that they brushed me off at this, that, and the other. It was a really long, drawn out letter complaint. So I think it was like a meeting with a consultant. I'm not actually sure why that was. I think it would have been around about the time I was diagnosed with RP. Um, and they wanted me to talk about the cochlear implant. So the consultant was there. Actually, no, he wasn't. It was like his assistant. The consultant was in another room teaching students. But I gave him the letter of complaint and I was like, read that. I'm sick and tired of this. I want to hit my analog hearing aid back. I want a sound that I like. Um, so take it, do whatever you want with it. So he took it round to the consultant. He didn't even come out. So I had no hope for what happened with that letter. I was convinced that they were literally just going to brush me off again. So about a couple of weeks passed, no word. And I think I had an appointment. Yeah, it would have been about 2 weeks in. I had an appointment to get my ear mold done. And your ear mold are the little molds inside your ear, and they have a little tube to connect to your hearing aid. So I had to get a new one put in. And I went in. It was just like a normal appointment, and a guy comes in, and he says he is the top leader guy for all the audiologists in Northern Ireland. And I was like, oh, okay, you know, what do you want? Hi. And I already had a bit of a bitchy attitude anyway. And I think it was because I was really, I just had enough when it came to doctors brushing me off or even talking to me about hearing aids. It was just, at that point, I just didn't want to hear anything. But he had mentioned the letter of complaint. And I was like, yeah, what about it? And he said, look, I want to go through everything in this letter. Who are you talking about in terms of, and it said the name of the hospital. And I I turned around and looked at the girl standing beside him who was doing my ear mold. And I said, that is who I'm talking about. Basically what I had said was that she was the one that kept brushing me off. Anytime that I wanted my hearing aid turned up, tuned, trying to, I wanted to see if there was a way the sound could be changed. She would be the one that would brush me off. Oh, did she give me a dirty look after that? She was just sat there saying, no, that's not how it happened. You you weren't brushed off. I was just telling you, you know what, you can't have your analog hearing aids back. We don't do them anymore. Blah, blah, blah. She was just sort of standing up for herself, which fair play if you want to stand up for yourself and lie to the top leader guy, whatever. I didn't get into an argument with her, but in my head I was going, I'm going to get up and slap you in a minute. But the guy, literally, he stayed calm. He was like, right, we'll go through this, this, and this. So he went through the whole letter and said, look, we don't do analog hearing aids anymore. So we are going to have to find a solution because obviously you're not happy with your hearing aid now. Like, obviously, 8 years later, obviously. And one of the comments that she made was that, oh, your brain will adjust to them. They will adjust to them. It takes a long time, but you will adjust to them. And I kept saying, 8 years later, you'd think my brain would adjust to something. If your brain's gonna adjust to anything, it doesn't take 8 years. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna believe that. That was the only sort of argument I got into with her. Um, but he that went, right, we have to find a solution. So he sat, plugged my hearing aid into the computer, and was messing about. And it took 45 minutes, and all I heard was just this sound, and all I could hear was just everything. I could hear the cars reversing in the back. I could hear like people talking out in the hallway. It was the sound I want, and I actually screamed, "Stop!" I did not want them to turn it up or down. I was like, "Stop! Don't do anything with the sound. This is it. This is it." So I said, "Why was that so hard? Why is it so hard for you not to take the time back then whenever I was first telling you about this problem? Why couldn't you have sat with me for 45 minutes and went through this exact same thing?" And he said, look, I'm really, really sorry about it. You shouldn't have had to complain. You shouldn't have had to, wait 8 years. Obviously you're happy with his sound. Now, in the process, when she was watching him do it, obviously she had to learn. She said, no, 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 that's far too loud. There's no way that sounds normal for her. We don't do that here, blah, blah, blah. And I was just ready to start on her because I was like, this is a fucking sound that I want. And he just turned around there really nicely and said, this is what she wants. And it was like the best feeling in the world, because you're sitting thinking that is all I wanted to hear. All I wanted to hear was, this is what she wants. This is the sound that she wants. Everybody's different. So he sat me down after my hearing aids were all tuned up, and I was so ready and excited. And he said, look, I'm going to give you something. You can't tell anybody where you got it from. This is just between you and me. And so he gave me he gave me the streamer. Now, this little device goes around your neck and you plug it in. And it works like a loop system. So this is Bluetooth to my hearing aids and to my phone and to my TV. So if I make a phone call, all I have to do is push this little button and I can hear it through my ear rather than through the microphone. So usually I would pick up a phone and hold it and try and find the microphone through the speaker of your phone, if you know what I mean. So you have to constantly do this to try and hear on a phone. But with this, you can actually hear the sound through your ear, and I'm not even kidding. The sound is so crystal clear and crisp. It just changed my whole life. So I've been able to make phone calls and I've been able to watch TV without subtitles. Like, this thing has just changed my life. And one of the biggest things is I love listening to music. I never really listened to music. There was all bands that I like, but I would actually have to physically go to them to enjoy them so that I could lip read or watch music videos rather than, having earphones in, that type of thing. So I feel it just changed my life. And so because I had, fought for 8 years for my hearing aid, I got this little gift. Now, the problem with this gift is it shouldn't be a gift. Um, I don't want anybody out there that wears hearing aid to go through what I went through. It is hell. It is hell trying to explain to someone that a sound that you don't like a specific sound in your hearing aid and someone just constantly brushing you off. Just fight long and hard. Like, you shouldn't have to fight hard when it comes to your equipment, when it comes to disabilities and stuff like that. But if you are not happy with something that is supposed to help you health wise, definitely complain. If they decide to brush you off and say your brain's going to get used to it, don't listen to it. Your brain will not get used to it. It won't happen. Another thing is, do not believe that these hearing aids are smart enough to mute certain sounds and amplify certain sounds. That is just bull. That is just an advertisement that is tricking you into thinking these hearing aids are amazing. It's not true. What they do is just they irritate your ears. They mute out sounds that you really, really want to hear, and then they amplify stupid things like birds in the background. They're really finicky and it shouldn't be. I believe that if you're going to hear anything, you should actually hear everything. So what I see as being hearing what normal people hear is everything, because normal people, they hear everything that's going on around them. Like I said, you can hear the cars outside, you can hear birds in the freaking background if you really want to, you can hear a dog snoring in the background. Everything should be just there. The sound should be there. Um, and these digital hearing aids to mute out sound, like I actually think it's really dangerous, because having certain sound muted and having a computer to do it for you, it's just the most dangerous thing ever. I could just see like people walking across the road and the hearing aid deciding, right, I'm going to mute this sound, and then you'll not hear a car coming out of the side of you or something stupid like that. So I wouldn't fall for that. Definitely ask your audiologist if there is a program that, or to sit with you and go through each program and see if there is a sound that you really, really like. Don't let them brush you off and rush you through an appointment. Try and draw it out as long as possible till you get the sound you want to hear. So yeah, I'm going to make this video less than 15 minutes because I've talked way too much and way too fast. But in my next video, I'm going to be talking about my eyesight and what I have struggled with in terms of that. So everybody, just keep fighting for what you want. I always say it's not a want, it's a need. Definitely, if you are not happy with the sound of your hearing aid, fight for it. But hopefully, you do not have to fight for it for 8 years like I did. And if you do, if you find things hard, write a letter of complaint. Joe, I'm gonna go now. Hope you all have a great day. Love you. Bye.